Welcome back to Football with Ends. Hopefully, everyone is blessed. Wherever it is, what time it is around the world, make sure you guys are having a blessed and a good one. G in the building. Big up to G, bro. We're here to talk about Liverpool as always, man. We're here to talk about a few little topics I saw. Obviously, we'll chop up the press conference as well. A few little bits. I'm sure you guys can see, what's in the title. I'm sure you guys can see what was on the thumbnail. Yeah, let's get it, man. G, before we go, bro, how are you today, bro?
No, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Obviously, we're coming up to Christmas time, you know what I mean? So,
Mm.
the usual stuff kind of going on, pagan holiday and that, but we're not getting to it. But,
Massive pagan holiday, crazy blood. Hey,
but
at
nah,
this
man,
rate, I don't even know if it's for us no more. Obviously, we're older now. Is
nah,
Christmas for us? Nah, it's for the kids, innit? You got
for
kids,
the
it's more
kids.
for them. Right.
It's for them, bro. It's for them. How you doing, man? How you this morning?
Do you know what? I'm blessed, bro. Gym accomplished.
What is that?
Oh, Apple.
Oh, Apple. Okay.
Yeah, we
I
got.
thought it was one of those
We
like
stick to the. Nah. Who did I see the other day with a someone? Was it Nick doing a cut? Nick was covering something, or someone asked someone about their watch, and it was like, oh, they
it
got
was
the.
for Sam. It was for Sam asking who did you ask? Mike. He asked Mike about his
Oh
watch.
yeah, about the Whoop. Yeah, it was when we was on the stream, innit? And I was like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I was gonna ask him because I want to get
yeah.
one, but I'm just like,
Okay.
I don't know if I want to go and get it. But I want to get one. I'm like, but you already have a watch though. But I know the Whoop does. It's not a watch in it. It shows everything. The readings you get on there
Yes.
are cold in it. So
That's what I said. I was trying to figure out that. That's why I thought you maybe had that
nah,
same kind of.
I want to get it, bro. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know because I've got the Apple Watch and I've got one of the latest series. So but I want that. I want it. Sometimes I'm a kid. I'm kind of a kid like that. Sometimes you just want something.
But
Just want
also
it.
he said it as well about like I remember him mentioning he mentioned Ronaldo.
Yeah,
How Ronaldo's got one of them, but it's not a watch, but it's on your players wear underneath their shirts and stuff.
yeah.
That's why I said, all right, maybe that's why I assumed maybe you got obviously do the coaching and
No, but
just
Virgil was. I think he was one of the first ones I see when like Whoop was taking over in terms of like they were on the market. Virgil was one of the first ones because you
okay,
started seeing like I remember it might have been last season, maybe just the season before. But yeah, he always had one, and he did like the advert for them as well.
okay,
So
right,
he was like one of the first ones I saw with it, and like proper like when they were pushing to kind
mm,
of take over in the market for being like one of those high tech sports and sports development watches. Well,
looks good,
doesn't tell you the
looks
time
good.
like, but it's good though. Tells you your water intake. So much stuff, man. So much
It's
stuff.
funny. I bet. Obviously, I don't know, and I'll do the research afterwards, right?
Mm.
I bet if you looked at the players who do use it, they're usually the ones who seem to have quite a lot of longevity. You just said Ronaldo. Obviously, look how he's 30, 39. He's turning,
Yeah,
almost 40, still playing football. You can tell he's
still
someone
going
who
strong, bro.
takes serious, like he takes his football serious in terms of what he eats, when he eats, things he
Mm.
does, recovery. Virgil, the same thing, and even Virgil, not as old as Ronaldo, but you can see that Virgil's starting to. Obviously, I don't know, but it looks like he's taking a lot better care. Obviously, just
Yeah,
because of his age, he understands that if I want to stay at this high level, I need to, maintain certain things. It'll be interesting to see like the players that, that use that because there's a couple man that, they might need to hold out whoop and say, "Oh,
yeah. Let me
whoop,
run.
there it
Tells
is."
you
Like
your
I need that.
sleep.
I need
See
that.
now, bro. It tells you everything about your sleep as well.
Mm,
Um, but listen, guys, for you guys to kind of stay, in terms of on topic, to stay up to date in terms of what we're talking about, you guys can see at the bottom of your screen pretty much most of the topic. I think I might add an extra one in there. There was a poll in the chat as well. Love to know what you guys think in terms of, how strong do you want Liverpool to go for this game in particular, or do you want to, what I mean, just go weak, knock it on the head, who cares kind of mentality. But yeah, let me know, man. Vote in there. Let me know in the chat as well. Before we dive into the first topic, big up to Nick in the building. I was watching this stream earlier.
nice.
Always jokes, man. But
Mm,
I've only made one of Nick's reviews, bro. So I might have to say something else, bro. And then you know what I mean. You gotta make once you make Nick's reviews, you made it, bro. That's what I think anyway. Once Nick goes, yeah, let me review one of your takes or one of your videos. Yeah, you already know.
Nah, I don't want Nick.
Yeah.
Nah, Nick, don't review, man. Don't please
Nah, you have
don't
to,
review, man.
bro. Trust me, man. You have to, bro. You have to. Hopefully, we can get G to say something crazy.
That's why I
Um,
don't that because it will be the day that I say like I feel like I've been calm like in terms of the craziness. I haven't gone overboard or said something that like the general consensus is like, oh my god, how can this guy say that? So I feel like I'm being all right. So right now I'm saying, yeah, thank you, Nick. I'm too sensible. I'm too like I just keep it calm.
Oh, I don't know if I should feel bad about that because what does it mean? I wasn't sensible. I said.
Nick said what he said, bro. Like I can't take back what he said. He said what he said. It's there in the chat. But if you caught me 2 years ago, yeah, I would have been on his thing every single week. Yeah,
you were known as like the negative guy in it. I don't know. You've kind of brushed it off a bit now this year. I've noticed. No one really goes, nah, G's not like G used to be like the guy, bro. We could have a great time, you know. G turns up to the party, like, okay, so no one can have fun no more. We just won 5-0. Yeah, but I didn't like the way how the midfield and man they were running through. I was like, nah, but G, we won 5-0, man. Fuck's sake, bro. But
I mean, that was then.
You're balanced now. You're balanced. You're balanced. Big up to June in the building as well. Big up to Harris in the building. Big up, bro. Honesty in the building. Big up, man. You know, these man keep killing me, man, because honesty bro. Outside of the internet, bro, when we're not on here, bro, that's the conversation we have kills me, bro, because man will just be like, yo, have you seen what these men are saying? I'm like, nah, let me go and look. And then it's just wild. Big up to you.
But you know why? Big up, and sorry to cut you like that, but big up to like the honesties and like there's a few others, they know who they are. They know. Yeah, I mean, these men are smart. Yeah, I mean, like honesty's smart. Yeah, I mean, like the Scrapses of this world, like you man out there, like Nick, Michael in the chat as well. Like you guys are smart. Do you know what I mean? Like you know when you see bullshit. Let me just say what it is. It's bullshit. You know, sometimes we like me and Enz will talk like off air and we'll see certain things, and it's just funny because obviously we've got common courtesy just because we're content creators, right?
Yeah.
So you always got to keep relationships as much as you possibly can, because we're trying to network and make the channel better for you guys. But you guys don't have to do that. So, and you guys see it as well. So it's always good. I always say, guys, keep it going though. Like when you see bullshit, call out the bullshit, bro. Like don't let these guys like for a minute think they can continue saying some of the things that they say one week and then the next week they're saying something different. You have to call it out, man, because otherwise we're just getting too much trash. And this industry is already like saturated. It's a saturated market. Football is not that big when you think about YouTube in general. There's so many other things out there. Brother, I promise you, man, call out the bullshit. Let's get these guys out of there and then we can slide.
Man said, get these man out of here. Hashtag get them out, bro. Who else did he say? Nah, I did see Hakeem in the building. Let me shout Hakeem out first as well. Big up, bro. Says big up to Enz and G. Big up to you, broski. Hopefully you're blessed as well. Michael in the building. Man said big up to Nick, and he's a cool guy, man. Yeah, he is a cool guy still. But I didn't like Mike. Mike said I didn't win that debate, me and Sam still, but I said I know
you lost. Oh, you lost.
Apparently I lost, bro. I didn't feel like I did, but obviously, if they vote and say you lost, then I guess you have to just say you lost in it. It is what it is. But I didn't. I said whenever he's ready, he knows anyway. Because he messaged me yesterday after he watched the video I did. He goes, yeah, man, stay on that side. We don't want you over on Salah's side. I said, wait, man, I'm on Salah's team as well, bro.
Listen, man,
like, don't big up Salah by 100 assists. I said, raw. Can't even credit my players no more.
All I'm saying, Enz, is, I mean, if you keep going on this losing streak, like, your credibility is going to have to start going.
I didn't lose, G. I didn't lose in it. I did lose. I don't know about losing.
Sam, what you saying? What? Sam, you're one up, yeah? All right, cool. Say no more.
That's what I told him whenever he's ready, man. Hash in the building says big up Coach Enz and Ginny Esther in the building as well.
Big up.
And said I lost, Big up Cav and said good morning, bro. Hope you're blessed.
Morning.
But yeah, let's get to it, man. Obviously, we got Southampton. We're away. We listened to the press conference. Some interesting stuff in there. I feel like now they're starting to try and ask good questions instead of just contract. How you feeling about this league? All of the difference, and I'm like, no one cares, bro. I care about what he thinks about the other team, and I care about if we got injuries or not, and I care about in terms of what does the setup look like going forward, transfer stuff. Like, ask him these kind of questions. January's around the corner, but man, they were nervous. Like, oh, is anyone on the list? Now, I don't even think they've even asked him any of those questions. They've just asked him about the contract stuff in general.
Yeah.
I don't even think they asked him any questions about Southampton from what I've watched, but I know there's other bits as well that we don't get to see. And then once they release that later, then we'll get the full.
He didn't like they just spoke about obviously my man being sacked. So like they just spoke about that, plus Gary O'Neill obviously being sacked as well. He just literally spoke about like literally in terms of Southampton. That's all. He did mention though in terms of how they played the last game in terms of them going with a back four instead of a back five. He expects them to go with a back five because he said they look more comfortable if they play with a back five as opposed to playing with a back four. But yeah, that was it. Like, it was literally that, and then
he kind of gave you more to the question than it needed because they asked him, "Oh yeah, what do you think of my guy getting sacked?" And then he broke it down like, "Yeah, they went to back five, back four. When we played them last time, like he went into more detail, and the question was just about him being sacked."
Yeah.
Just like I want to know what he thinks about the opposition, man. I want to think, you know what I mean? I want to get the insight, but he doesn't want to give it. One of the things he spoke about as well, obviously, I don't know. I'll go to this part first. So Connor and obviously Ibu are not with him at the moment, still not training. I didn't expect that anyway. I think obviously when with a hamstring, you've got to make sure it's the right time in it. You can't just throw a man back in because he'll just pull it again. Like what you've seen with Van der Ven. When you rush players back, they can easily injure whatever it is. Ibu, was it a knee? So you're like, okay, let's take our time with that one because we don't want to have a Diaz situation where he comes back and then you realize, shit, he needs surgery because we didn't rest it for longer than what we needed. But let's get to it, man. This man comes back, bags a goal. We're like, yep, this is what we've been missing. This is the killer that we've been missing in the team. And then Arne Slot goes, yeah, but, he felt, he was feeling something at the end of the game. So he left it so vague to a point where I'm like, is he injured? And then he said, he might start. I don't think he can start tomorrow. But that doesn't mean that he's playing. It could mean that he's not even in the squad. Because it can't be, you're tired. Because if I expect you to be tired, you just come back. So I'm expecting. So it has to be something he felt. Maybe I don't know if it's going to be a muscular injury or whatever it may be. But I want to know, bro, what you think about this because surely man can't come back, play half hour of football, and then break down again. It can't happen, bro.
At least he's keeping the record good, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, come back, score, get injured again, come back, score. Like who knows? It might work out. But no, you're right. He left it proper vague, bro. And I don't know. You know when he finished speaking, I was like, what does that mean? Like, is he
injured or is he?
Real talk. Like I really don't know, but. From what I'm going to guess, he's not starting. But I will, and this is more just me being biased. I hope he's just in the squad though, like as in he's on the bench. That will be cool, and then you can do the same thing. Bring him on half an hour, when the game needs, changing and stuff.
So I'll give you a little bit. So he says Jota wasn't completely fit after the Fulham cameo on the weekend, and he missed training yesterday.
Yeah, see the problem with Jota is that you're gonna get a lot of people vexed with this type of stuff. Like, let's put it this way, yeah. The blie that Jota will get from this is that it's a cup game. This is the only blie, meaning he has to be fit for the Spurs game. Like there can't be. You'll give him a blie in terms of if everyone was fit, he might not even have played this game anyway, kind of thing. So you're like, okay, fair enough. So because he's just come out from injury, I feel like Slot can say, you know what, maybe that was a bit too much. Let's give him a bit of rest, and then he's okay for Spurs. That's the only blie that I can think of where I'm not going to be so vexed unless I find out he's actually injured again and he's broken down again and red. But it doesn't sound like it's that. It just sounds more like I want to be careful. By the way, this is me just trying to think on the positive side of things. He's going to be fit for Spurs. I promise you, if he's not fit for Spurs, there's going to be pitchforks outside his house. He might as well just leave the next day because it'll just get long. He'll get long.
Kel said, thanks, and Christmas ruined. No, bro, he said he didn't train yesterday. And I thought they were going to like dive into that a bit more and go, so do you expect him to train today? And that would have kind of given me the idea, right? That means he's fit. But I don't think they asked. I can't remember if they asked, so forgive me. Maybe I don't think they did. But yeah, 30 minutes of football and then you miss the next day of training, bro. Like, that can't just tell me, no, it's just a bit of tiredness. that's an injury, bro. He felt something. We're like, let's give it a day, see how it goes. Let's see today. But because they didn't dive into that or ask about it, potentially he's injured again, bro. Or maybe he's going to be in the squad tomorrow. I don't know. Is he playing mind games? I don't know.
The worst thing about it, he doesn't seem like a mind game type of person. That's the brother. We watched him for the last like however many months. You know, he tells it exactly how it is, and he will leave it at that. Like I said, let's just think positive. He might not be fit for this game, but I don't think this game really matters, so to speak. If anything, if he's okay enough to be on the bench, bring him on 20 minutes, just get a run around, because you can't go into that Spurs game and your only minutes are some leggy 30 minutes against Fulham. That
no training the next day.
No training the next day. Like, that's not going to work for, like, he'll break down. I can see it happening. He'll blatantly get injured again. So I think if he can bring him on later on, he'll be, he'll be calm, man. But like I said, if Jota is injured again, and by the way, Arne Slot praised the he praised the medical
team,
stuff.
the backroom staff. Okay. Yeah, he dived into that and gave them praise.
Yeah, so he was praising them. So Jota, you need to be fit, bro. Otherwise, you're making Arne Slot look bad right now. So that's all we can take.
Yeah, after praising the team. Like, listen, I'm hoping, I'm more hoping that he's available for tomorrow. But he literally, I think he does say, he goes on to say that he doesn't. So he says he doesn't expect the forward to start against Southampton.
He doesn't. What?
He doesn't expect him to start.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm good with that.
So that's why I said he left it with so much like room for you to make your own, make up your own scenarios or interpretation. I'm just like, nah, bro. I felt like they should have then dived into that. Oh, is he fit for today? Is he fit to train with the boys today? Then, because he mentioned Tsimikas is going to be training with the boys today, and obviously he mentioned that Ibu and Bradley isn't in training. But then he told us that Jota missed the day before. But I just wish they asked a bit more in terms of like what's going on with him, what injury is it. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't look like he was injured when he came off. But that's with Jota though. Apart from when you see people like land on him in the last two injuries, you're like, okay. Other times it's been like he's been fine, and then you hear, he's injured.
Yeah, Jota's he's a weird one, man. Honestly, like I said, for Jota's own sake, so that people don't turn on him, which they're already doing, he just can't be injured. Like I don't even care if he doesn't even make the squad, but it's just more of a precaution. You can't come out of that game and say he's not really fit, he's injured, he didn't train with us, all of that. Nah, bro, it can't work, Jota, man. I'm sorry. Like I said, you already got people turning against you. Do you really need another reason for people to like put the nail in the coffin to say, nah, sell him? Like, the usual stuff that people keep saying. So yeah, let's hope. Let's hope.
The other topic I wanted to kind of talk about was how creative do you think Arne Slot would have to be? Because he kind of spoke about that in, let me see if I can find the actual clip for it. He said academy players that get a chance and players no one expects to see in the last line tomorrow. So he was kind of going, yeah, we're going to rotate. So you might expect players to be in position you don't expect them to naturally be in. I've kind of done the lineup myself, what I think it will be, and we'll get into that. But I remember like Curtis Jones playing at like right back was one of the things, like I recall him playing out of position, but playing there and did okay. You've got other players like Norris left back, Nalo, which is another centre back, one of the other youth ones, could probably potentially come in to replace some of the boys in there. But how creative do you think he needs to be? Because I put a poll in there, and at the moment it's kind of going 55% is saying they would rather a weakened team. So what does a weakened team look like to you? Obviously, you don't have to tell me your lineup, but if you're telling me like players you don't expect to kind of start.
I think, how can I say it? I think he will, in my opinion, the way he said that, I looked at that more as like Kwanzaa at right back. Because I don't feel like you'd want to put Jones at right back, not against someone like a Dibbling. I think that's a disaster waiting to kind of happen. Like, he gives most right backs in the league a problem. Jones has got no chance. You know what I mean? In that kind of situation. So, yeah, I just think that I'm not saying he won't do it, by the way. He might actually generally just run it that way. But I just think more academy players, looking at them. So the Narlos, the Norris. I heard it was Narlo, Norris, Trey, Jaden Dans. I think they were the 4 players from. And Tyler Morton. They were the 5 players from under 21s who didn't go with the squad the other day. I can't remember what game it was.
Palace.
So I was like, okay, so Palace. So I was like, okay, cool. So if it's those players, then yeah, like you just put them in their positions, and obviously he can't go. People, I know everyone wants to go weak, and listen, I'm with you on that. I do agree. You need to go a bit weaker than maybe you normally would, just because of the amount of players we have injured. But remember, he can't go so weak. Like there needs to be a level of like experience in the team somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like a Gomez is gonna have to play kind of thing. Like it can't be, I'm just gonna put a whole back line of academy guys and throw Curtis Jones in there just for the sake of it. I don't think he can do that. Like it just wouldn't make sense for him, So I think because you're still playing a Premier League team at the end of the day. Southampton, as we saw with our best lineup or close to our best lineup, we struggled. So what makes you think that if we put out the academy guys, we're just gonna, blitz them? So I think he's smart enough to understand. He trusts the players clearly because he put Gravenberch a bloody centre back the other day. Heck, that could be an option. I don't know.
That could be an option, bro. Like seeing that after the performance he had, that could be one of the options he's speaking of. Like
exactly
players we don't expect to be within the back line, and that could be Gravenberch.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah,
I'll tie in terms of my team in it. That I'll get to that one. Fingers crossed. Hopefully you can see that. So Kelleher, I've gone with Jones at right back, Kwanzaa, Gomez centre back, Tsimikas. I know he's only had the one session which he's having today, so it might be too early. It depends on how he does in that one. Maybe he puts him in and then takes him out to give him a bit of minutes, and then put in Norris for an example in the second half. I've gone with Wataru, McAllister as the 2 pivots, Elliott in the 10. Cody left, Nunez up top, and Salah on the right. Let me know what your first thought is from that lineup. If there's anything you change or anything you go on.
I mean, yours is way stronger than mine. Definitely way stronger.
What did you go with?
So if I'm looking here, obviously, Keller in goal. That's fine. So I've gone with Endo at centre back with Gomez.
No,
because Endo can.
I can put it on paper, bro, so I can see what's going on. Endo and Gomez.
Yeah, with Gomez there.
Jeez, okay.
The only reason I've gone with that is, and obviously Narlo will be on the bench anyway. The only reason why is because, as I said, I just don't think he's gonna want. Again, I don't know. We're just guessing, right? I just don't think he's gonna want to go too inexperienced at the back in terms of just players in a general sense. Endo could get centre back, he's played there before in it, so I'm just assuming that could be an option. Or you could put Jarrell Kwanzaa there, but I had Kwanzaa at right back because I think he's going to want to keep Joe Gomez in the heart of the defence. That centre back position, we need someone who's just a solid centre back there. And I didn't think of Jones, obviously, at right back. Again, I just wouldn't put him. I wouldn't even play Jones in this game, to be fair. So he was there. Left back, I've gone with Norris because I wouldn't play Tsimikas. I don't think I think that's a bad move if you play Tsimikas, to be honest. Just because he's just come back from injury. We're already light as it is in this position. Norris can just go left back for that. Again, you can put him on the bench if you really think he's fit enough. That's calm. So back line of Norris, Gomez, Endo, and Kwanzaa. Again, if you want to change Kwanzaa to centre back, put Gomez right back, you can do that if you want, but I feel like at the heart, Gomez will be better there. Midfield, I went with, who did I have there?
Mac has to come in, right? He's missed the last 2 games, so he needs some.
Yeah, no, he said Mac's playing. Yeah, so Mac was in the 10. Double pivot.
Mac in the 10. Okay, fair enough. Go on.
Yeah. Double pivot had Morton and Trey.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I hear that.
I think Morton had. Well, I mean, he has to play in this game. I mean, he's not playing any games at the moment. Trey, I think, can start the game. I think Trey's, man, against Southampton, I think he can be good enough to. I'm looking at the first 45 minutes just to see how the team kind of does.
He did allude to there could be like substitutions at halftime and stuff like that. So, could be like he plays one team 45 and treat it like a preseason. Because remember, like what we used to do, especially on the clock, we used to play one team 45, another team 45, and I think he kind of did that as well with a couple of the preseason games. So even if we started like this, but then he also mentioned that he planning to maybe have some of the first teamers maybe on the bench, if not completely at the squad. So
exactly.
But
and,
yes, you got Morton and
remember,
Trey.
we've only, so Trey and Morton. And remember, he's only got, he mentioned it. He's like, I've only got 5 subs. So if I've already got some players already on the pitch that like Endo can go from centre back into midfield, if I want to put another centre back on, for example.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So instead of having to like, I need to switch this midfielder and that centre back, that's 2 substitutions you've just wasted. We might actually need, all 5. So yeah, that's the midfield. Right wing, I've gone with Elliot. I've got Elliot out on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, Salah. I don't want Salah to play this game. Left wing, I've gone with Gakpo.
Yeah, he's the competition's main man, isn't he? So
yeah, literally.
You're just playing, bro. You're just playing.
He has to play. Up front, to be honest, he didn't make me feel confident that Chiesa was going to play this game at all.
Nah, it's like, oh yeah, he might get some minutes. He might half an hour. He won't play 90 minutes. So what does that mean? Is he signed? Is he,
bro? He's so vague. Like I don't know. Like what do you mean, bro? But I have Chiesa on the bench anyway, just for this game. But up front, I went with Dan's. up front.
You want to go out, innit? Hold on. So let me go back here. You got Kelleher in goal, I assume.
Yep.
I didn't ask you. He did say Kelleher will be starting anyway.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay, so you got Kelleher, Kwanzaa right back, Endo and Gomez at centre back, Norwich left back, Morton and Trey, the double pivots, Mack in the 10, Elliot right, Gakpo left, Dan's up top. So how many the academies in here now? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With senior 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right.
Yeah.
Good balance. Good balance. But yeah, your team feels like it's 50-50 now with the chat. They're saying go strong and or weakened team.
Hey, that's listen. I'm not. Let's put it this way. He's 1,000,000% not going strong. I think that's obvious. Anyway, we know that. So
the only way you kind of not fix the centre back position. No, not say fix the centre back. Make it an easier transition is if Virgil plays. Because if Virgil plays, it opens up a lot more room to do stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, Virgil plays. That means Gomez can go left back. Kwanzaa can play here.
Yes.
Yeah, but, you know what I mean? It just opens. But if Virgil don't play, then you're looking at. But I still think he needs to stick with Kwanzaa and Gomez at centre back because that's what he's done in the last 2 rounds.
Maybe.
But then you don't want to play Trent because he's the only fit right back currently.
But then it's confusing because he played Kwanzaa. He's been playing Kwanzaa at right back. So in the cup, yes, centre back. But then for this one, why he decided to why that's coming to mind, I don't know because that was never a thought process for anybody before. But clearly he said, "Yo, now Kwanzaa can do the right back thing." So in my head, I'm like, all right, well, you trust the right back. I don't, but you trust it. So I'm going to have to just go with that will be my right back choice only because Gomez isn't playing fullback in any of these games, bar obviously the last game. And that's because we was down to 10 men. But yeah, listen, look, I just think that like the Salahs of this world, you don't play Salah. Like, I just think that if you can give the guy a rest somewhere or at least put him on the bench and say, okay, if second half we need a goal, then okay, Salah, you can
bring you on.
No, yeah, that would be more what I'm saying. Elliot as well has to play like that. So there's certain players where I'm like, nah, they have to play because then that frees up a bit more space. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I.e., the McAllisters, he said he's going to play. Elliot has to play. Outside of that, the rest are kind of. I thought Diogo Jota was one of them, but he's telling me nah, he's not. So that threw away one of my choices straight away when he said that. So now I'm like, okay, cool. So I need to get creative with who I play there. But I think Dan's needs some. I mean, I know Dan's has just come back from injury, by the way, people. He's another one.
Yeah.
But he did play that last game for the under 21s, scored that penalty, I believe.
Yeah.
Was it under 21s? Yeah. Scored that penalty. So I say again, I'm just looking. This team is not ending the game. This is a 45-minute team for me. And then half time, take a look at it. What's going well? What's not going well?
Like 5-0 down in that first 45, though.
Obviously, if we're 5-0 down in that first, then it's a bit techie still. And you know,
leave the league. You might as well finish the game.
You might as well. Yeah. After that, then I'm like, nah, you might finish the game, bro. Like, now we're out, so it's calm. I don't need to worry about anything. But yeah, this is where I'm really looking at it, and I'm just saying, some players as well, like the Mortons of this world, the Endo. You know, he spoke about Endo getting rhythm in the Carabao Cup as well. Like, I just think that certain players just need to play just because we're. I'll be real. When I start looking at the team, yeah, without being disrespectful, the depth ain't really depthing. Like, it's not really like it wasn't as good as
when you get a couple of injuries. Do you know? Okay, do you know what's changed? When there wasn't like narratives in terms of if you disliked a player, you were fine if there was no injury. So when you take those two things away, the squad looks really good. But once you have the injuries and then the creation of the, I don't like this player now. Now you don't even account that player in the squad. So you go, nah, this squad ain't as good as what I first thought. That's what's happened. But at the start of the season, we had 6 forwards. We had enough midfielders apart. We could have done with an extra one. Could have done with an extra centre back. But you're like, well, everyone was fit. So you're like, yeah, as long as everyone stays fit, you know what the 11 will be. And you're like, these guys can easily come on and do a job. Bradley could come on for Trent, do a job. Simicast could come on for Robbo, do a job. You know, Kwanzaa and Gomez could come on and do a job if needs be, if, you know, Ibu or Virgil isn't playing.
Do we know? You know, we say that, yeah, because this is one of the conversations, like one of the things I tweeted yesterday. Do we know what the best team is, though? Because you and I both know. We've been on, come on, man, like how many shows we've done recently, yeah, me, you, and Savage. And we've spoken about the flip-flopping thing and all of that, how everyone is, right? Nobody here, I guarantee if you ask everybody in this chat, everybody was fit. Ask everybody what their team, but obviously I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying in general, if you guys just even, and I'm going to just say, just put your midfield and attack. Forget the defense, because that in itself is whatever.
I think that's locked itself up now in terms of...
Yes. So
I wonder, because I don't know. Some people say Robbo, some people say Simicast, some are neither.
Yeah, it's only that's the only position where you're like, okay, either or kind of thing.
Even the Trent one now, bro. They even the Trent one, they're like, nah, Bradley, nah. But you've seen it recently, man. It's like,
but that's what I'm saying. That's the agenda side, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Ask everybody now, right? Name me your midfield 3. Everybody was fit. Who would your midfield 3 be? I'm sure we're going to get quite a few variances of a midfield 3.
Let's see then, guys.
Ask everybody for the attack. I guarantee the attack. You man will not get all the same attack. I can see
guys in the chat. If you want to take part in it, let us know, man. Put your midfield 3. Everyone fit. Who your midfield 3 would be? I'll tell you mine. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and it's a toss up between Mac and Jones, man.
You see,
it's a toss up between the two. But it all depends on where you play Mac. Because you play Mac in the 10, but then Sobo don't play in the double pivot. I'm not saying he can't. I think you could probably do a job there, but that means you'd have to put Jones there because he's more suited to play in that position.
And this is your 3, you know.
All right, now I'll go Gravenberch, Jones, and Sobo. That's a 3.
So no McAllister.
Yeah, he'll be on the bench. If they all fit, that's who I'd give. Let's see. Mike's gone. Big up to Michael as well. Michael talks. Grabs Mac, Sobo. You ain't got Jones in there. Not for Michael's gone. Grabs Jones, Mac in the 10, ideally. Big up to these men. Says Grav, Sobo, Mac. Right on. Okay, 1 has Jones, 2 has Mac so far. What would your 3 be?
Gravenberch.
So good that everyone mentioned Gravers first, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the only one that can get anybody else. Gravenberch. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and Mac.
But is that like stipulate Mac in the 10 or just you don't mind?
I just picked the 3. Like, okay, honestly, no. If it was like to put positions, yeah, it would be Mac would be in the 10. And Gravenberch, and it would be like your double pivots. But yeah, I just think it offers the best balance, all like in terms of the midfield. I feel like having Jones in there is more about, if we're playing this team, he can do that. I feel like if I'm just whatever, I can put those 3 and they can kind of do what I need them to do, give or take. Again, this is just if everyone was obviously fit in it, but that would be me still.
Mine said, you guys realize Gravenberch is only 22. Feels like he's been in football. Bro, we tried to tell people last year when it was like, nah, sell him. I was like, bro, he's still mad young. He's not even old yet. He's still mad young. He's still got a long way.
You know why he's lucky, yeah? He's just lucky. One, obviously, Slot coming in. And, no. one, he's lucky that we couldn't get Zubimendi because otherwise we wouldn't have seen, you know, Gravenberch
100%.
anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
But
100%.
he's then lucky in terms of the manager then trusted him and said, okay, we can't get Zubimendi, no worries. I don't want anybody else. That's fine. If that's the manager's call or the whoever makes that decision, that's their call. But they trusted the Gravenberch and he took that. And once he took that, you can only praise someone for taking the opportunity. It's a bit like Cole Palmer going to Chelsea. I can only praise you now for doing what you're doing because you could have stayed in the position that you was. Bench man. Obviously, we didn't know Man City were going to be this shit. But let's say you could have just been on the bench, coming on every now and again, and he didn't want to do that. He said, "Let me keep it moving." Gravenberch said, "You know what? I'm going to stay and fight for my spot." Remember, he didn't know he was going to start. He probably didn't. He probably thought when the Zubimendi stuff is happening, he's thinking, "Oh, that's another guy I've got to like battle position." Yeah, like it's all kind of getting kind of long.
Especially
now.
the back end of the season he had
of this
like
year and Euros. Yeah, I mean, not playing, and you know, it was too much kind of going on. The fact that Gravenberch has obviously then said, you know what, I'm making sure that when we're having this conversation we're having right now, you man are worrying about Jones and McAllister and that. Don't worry about what I'm doing because now we're not. Remember, now the two players that everyone said is between McAllister and Curtis Jones. Whereas before we would have said, "No, Gravenberch come out of the team, Zubimendi come, whatever." Now, man are saying, "Yeah, no, Gravenberch's position is solid now. You just be worrying about the other two." And again, the other two is based upon what team you're facing. Whereas Gravenberch, I don't care what team you're facing, just put Gravenberch in the team, and you're good to go. Simple as. So,
fair. Big up to RTV Football. I think Tyler Morton will start. Big up, man. First time I've seen you in the chat. Big up to you.
Big up.
I'm happy on Sobo, Mac, and Gravs. Fairs. Yeah, man. Only me and one other. Me and Michael went Jones. I see the rest of the man them just throwing Mac in there. I see it, man. I see it. I see you lot in there, bro. But score predictions, G, bro. What we thinking for this one, bro? And my second question as well. Would you be upset if we don't win this? That's my second question. Go ahead.
I'll answer the second question first because it's the easiest one. No, I wouldn't. You know, I don't care about this competition.
Yeah.
The first question, honestly, I is there extra time in this? Does anybody know?
I want to say yes, maybe penalties. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. I can't remember now. Because all I've remembered is normally like penalties. For some reason, all I ever remember is penalties.
Yeah. I don't know. Something's telling me that I feel like it goes straight once the game. If the game is a draw, I'm sure it goes straight to penalties. Guys in the chat, you guys already. I know someone in there knows, but I'm sure it goes straight to penalties. If that's the case, then I think that's where Slot will just start throwing on all the players who take penalties after that. I'm gonna go. Liverpool to lose 3-2.
So reverse of the previous.
I think this is more based on my team. If it's Enz's team, then maybe we might. I don't know. I just don't see a victory like that. He'd have to go mad strong in order for me to think that it's going to be a victory.
He kind of alluded to that as well. He said they could go strong, or they could just think that obviously whoever is going to take over the team or going to obviously look after the team for this game in particular. We got the Premier League. I'd rather try and survive in the Premier League than try and win this, because even if we go through against Liverpool, there's other top teams in there. I think Arsenal's still left in there as well. So you're like, we go and draw them next, and we go and get a few injuries by playing our main guys, then we don't have a couple of our boys for the weekend. That could be an issue. So it could mean that they just go a weekend team themselves, and we just throw out two weekend teams, and whoever wins wins.
If it's that, then I would maybe back Liverpool a bit. No, I would back Liverpool more if they just put a weekend team out. I would back us to go and win that game still. If they do that, I'm going off the basis that I think they're going to go a bit strong, maybe. But now you just said that made me think it's true, because even if you beat Liverpool, you still got Arsenal's and whoever's left. So you're not likely really to win this tournament. So do you really want to waste your time? Like, you're in a relegation battle, so it's a bit more.
Yeah, that's more important, bro. The club safety is more important than this particular game.
That's what
So
I'm saying.
you got to decide. Yeah, what do you want? You go gungs ho, all in. Couple of man pull a little hamstring. Now the weekend you get smoked up again. Morale's still down. I don't know. They have to kind of decide what they want more. Safety in the Premier League or a League Cup maybe in the bag. That's what they have to
Yeah.
decide.
I'm
Chat,
with
throw
that.
your scores in there and your goal scorers. Let me know what you think the scoreline will be. Mine, if we go with the team that I went with, where is? Let me get back to it. I'll probably give us a 3-1 win. I do expect them to score, but I also think we should have enough, because if we go, say Chiesa's on the bench, say a Salah is on the bench, you'd say Diaz probably on the bench as well, possibly. If we, what I mean. So that's 3. Sobo, you'd probably expect to be on the bench from a midfield standpoint as well. Maybe one of the other youngsters on there, but yeah, we should have enough. But if we don't start with a strong team, we should have plenty on the bench to draw from in the latter stages of the game if we need it. So I'm going to go 3-1. Based on my starting lineup, I'm going to give. I think Nunes scores a couple in this one. I think if Harvey plays in the 10, I think that's where the combination could be. And then obviously Gakpo, I think he just always ends up scoring in this competition. This is his game. It's his game, innit? This tournament's his. So I'll go with him scoring and Nunes scoring a couple.
You know what's funny, yeah? If what happens, like what you just said, if like Elliot and Nunes link up. See what I said about people's midfield? Watch what will happen after this game. People will then say, no, we need to play Elliot in the 10 and have Nunes up front because of this, because of that. That's why that's why I asked everybody, like, what would your team even be like if everyone was fit? And the reality is we keep changing it from game to game, to be honest with you. That there is no set teams that everyone's happy with, which is, I guess you could say, you could look at it positively and say you got such a good team, so you can't pick between like who starts, who doesn't. But on the flip side, I know it's not that. It's just because you man are flip flop, so it is.
Yeah, he's saying just flip flopping all over the place.
And
just kind of mention a couple. I saw this, I thought I'll put it there, and I just look at that red, just have a little blemish on the record: 28 games, and then just 1 loss. This man's done so well for Liverpool Football Club, man. But I don't like them 2 little grey ones there and a little draw. So hopefully we go win the next one. You know what I mean? Then it's draw, win, and not a loss or something else. Because then you'll be like, "Ooh, 4 might be bad then."
Yeah, literally.
And then I saw our boy, man. We got to Mike. He was mentioning that.
Your boy, bro.
Yeah, our boy, man. Our boy, bro. Our boy went there and he got sacked.
Yeah.
Pep Linders, man. Pep Liners. Is it Liners they pronounce? I remember pronounce it. I don't know, bro. He went. They started off well, man. I saw some of the result. The football was footballing, and then after a couple of tough defeats, boy, it looks mad. Couple of questions with this one before we go, bro. You think we should call back Bajcetic now, get him back, because we don't know now who's going to be the manager there, and it worked well because it was someone we knew, someone that knows him very well. So from a development standpoint, it was possibly the right move for him, unless, but I'm looking at him going, I think Slot might have probably appreciated him being here,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like he's not developed out there. So I'm like, what would I bring him back to do? That'll be my only thing. My only question is, he's not going to play. Like that. That's right. That much is clear. So if he isn't going to play,
could he come back and be okay? Say we don't go in January for Zubimendi, right? I don't know. Maybe he says, you guys have to come for me in the summer, and that's when I'll make the move to you guys. We still look at the team and go, we're still probably light 1 in the midfield. We got Tyler Morton that we're not using. We got Endo that we're not using. But just looking at the kind of upward trajectory that Bajcetic had, in terms of like his game style, and he didn't look like, one of them players, he didn't look like he was fazed at all about who, when, and how he was playing. He would just do what he needed to kind of do. Could he be someone that we just go, like, we'll just bring him back into the squad? He's had the experience because he's been playing up to this point. He's been playing in the Champions League as well. So just bring him back in it, and then maybe utilize him within the squad if you're not going to go out there and make the midfield stronger in January. Just a thought.
That's 1,000,000% one way that you can definitely look at it, like, and that is a possibility that could easily happen. So yeah, and I think that probably would happen if we didn't sign someone. I guess you go for him, but I don't know. I just think he doesn't add anything for me. So I'm like,
okay.
Like, for example, if you get Zubimendi in, there's a reason why you're getting someone like him in. So you'd go out and get that type of player. He's not a Zubimendi. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. It doesn't need to be, by the way. Just he's not that type of player. No problem. I don't know if it's going to mean much just to bring in the body, because then I feel like you're better off just using the Endo and Morton that you do have, as opposed to bringing someone back that's just really going to be on the bench 9 times out of 10, if not out of the squad. More, sometimes just because of the numbers on the bench. So I'm kind of like, nah, just keep him there. Like, I think it's better for him to stay there. Like, for his own development, forget RT for 1 second. Yeah, right. For his own development, it's best for him to stay at Salzburg. Stay there, play football for the whole season. You need to be in a situation where you understand the ups and downs of football, in a sense, because you've missed so much anyway. I think it'd be better for him to stay there regardless, get those minutes. Like, I don't think he's developed that much, but who knows? By the end of the season, he may, second half of the season, he might just go on this crazy, stupid run, and then all of a sudden, best midfielder, whatever. That's fine. But I just think it's better for him to stay there. I just think that where Liverpool are at this moment in time, not him. Like, and he's just got to be careful you don't fall into the Oxlade-Chamberlain situation where we've moved past you now. Like, yeah, what you are is great in terms of what you can do, but our team has moved past that now. Because when we look at the team realistically, like, you've got the 3 midfielders, whatever midfielders you want to use, plus your 1 extra, whether it's Curtis Jones or McAllister. So that's already 4 midfielders. Outside of that, you maybe throw in Elliott potentially in there as well. That's potentially 5. I just can't see the space for him, bro. Honestly, like, I just don't think it would be wise for him to come back now. And I would much prefer him to stay there, stay for the season, just like Bendo. Those guys, stay there, man. Trust me. You'll be so much better for it come the end of the season, where you're playing consistently, got minutes under your legs. Now let's take a look at you. Now let's see kind of what's up. And obviously in the summer, there's going to be movement as well. So we can then see, okay, is there a space for you? All right, this is your season. And they're both so young. I don't want to... This ain't like Lamine Yamal, like, where man's so young, but he's so good where you have to just put him in the team. Bro, let these guys develop. Let them get to a place where they can really feel comfortable being at this level. And then I think it'd be better for them. But, wait and see.
How long you still got left, bro, before you have to head out?
5 minutes.
Okay. What I'll then do, guys, man, I'll see if you guys have any questions in the chat. Throw them in and we'll chop it up for 5 minutes. And then
was it Linda's back to selling books and that? Crazy, man. Selling books and that.
Oh, man, giving you the insight on Liverpool, bro. Could Michael cover right back? I think the one-time Klopp using there, other than that, I think it's a waste of time putting him there. Okay. He's a centre midfielder, double pivot, 8-6 type midfielder for me. But he was originally signed from Spain because he was a centre back, and then we'll just run him in midfield. But yeah, man, go back to writing books. He might have to join Klopp's administration team now, bro. Mate. Could he still get a job? Klopp hired him a part of his little group.
But but it's tapped though, because remember, Klopp's coming to that team in January. Remember, he's a part of the whole Red Bull.
Yeah, he's a part of the whole thing.
They had to have told Klopp, like, yo, listen, look, your boy ain't really doing what we need. Like, we're gonna let him go before you come.
Man, a month before his boy comes in as taking.
But that's probably why they did it though, because I reckon for whatever. Obviously, I don't follow them, but I assume they're doing poor in the league. Not they're doing shit in the Champions League. Yeah, I'm sure they spoke to Klopp and said, and Klopp probably told them, bro, do not sack him under my watch. Like, I can't. The optics don't look good. Like, if I'm here, you can't sack him under my watch. So just get him out now. And then you guys are good. Yeah, I'm trying to say.
So I think that kind of answers the question. Hakeem says, is Klopp going to RB? Yeah, he's overseeing, what is it, their football development. That's going to be interesting to see that. Let's see if there's any more questions from the chat. If not, we'll leave it there.
Like I said, man, look, maybe he can write a book about Salzburg, the ins and outs of like Salzburg, what it's really like to manage in Austria. I don't know, like I'll think of a name for him, and then maybe you can just go back to like.
Where would he go now? Like obviously the Wolves job is up for grabs now. Could they?
No.
Could they? Wolves and Southampton, and they got two managers being sacked in 2 days, bro. Couldn't he?
If you can't do a good job at Salzburg, who are the best team in that country, yeah, and I won't even be disingenuous. I'll even say they're the top 3 teams, top 3 team in that country, right? And you're doing this badly, brother. Wolves is the worst place for you to go right now. What, just to have relegation?
They goes to Wolves, and then we just we'll bring back Bajcetic, load him over to Wolves. Now he's got the Premier League games to play.
I'll be real. Working under Pep wasn't even a good thing anyway. Look at Bobby. Someone just said about Bobby Clark and that. Like, I don't even know what that guy's even doing right about now for Salzburg. Like, I'm saying,
get Bobby Clark, man, with the slits in the eyebrow, man. Just forget about him like that. Does G rate Klopp in the top 20 managers of all time? I would say yes. I swear you would.
Yeah.
There's some bad boy managers out there, like old school managers, but there's only like a top 5, and then the rest of them you can kind of debate depending on your preference in football, or like if you wanted to compare like how many trophies they won over a span of time.
Yeah, top 20. Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah. Top 20. Yeah.
Man said Linders was a fraud and just got exposed. Why was he a fraud?
I told you, bro. Like, as soon as I saw that he got sacked, I said, "Yeah, it's peak for you."
Man said, "Who's got a bigger legacy, Fernando Torres or Jamie Vardy?" Prem legacy, I should say. Sorry. Vardy won it though. Torres won it as well, didn't he? When he went Chelsea, I want to say, or am I mistaken?
No,
he won something there though. I feel like he definitely won a trophy. Champions League. Okay. Oh yeah, because he assisted the goal, didn't he? And scored one.
The streets will say Torres because obviously he was the better player, but I would probably say Vardy slightly.
Because of the Prem win?
Yeah, and I think for you to win it, and by the way, Vardy's like, forget that fact. Okay, add the fact that he's won it, bro. You got to realize, bro, Vardy has scored bare goals in the Premier League, bro. Like, he isn't just a mug. Like, he isn't just a guy who just won the Premier League. Like, this guy bags goals in the Premier League. So, yeah, I'll go Jamie Vardy.
All right, man. Listen, we'll wrap it up there, man. Back tomorrow after the game. I'll kind of wait and see what the aftermath is. Take a breather.
What time is the game?
I think it's I want to say a late one. Let me have a look quick.
I didn't know if it was late or one of them.
I feel it is, but who knows? Man. Let me get some. Liverpool fixtures tomorrow is at 8 o'clock. So we're looking at 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock, maybe after that. I'll see. Might just do something around 10 o'clock, just see what's going on. Hopefully we win, man. Should be interesting. But G, big up to you, man. Appreciate you jumping in this morning. Big up to the chat. Yeah, let us know in the comments, man. Things you agree, disagree. Things you thought we should have probably covered in this segment, conversation. But yeah, man, Linda's sack. Jota, is he injured? Is he not? Yeah, man, we need to solve that forward line, bro. See what's going on with that. Chiesa, can he play? Can he not play? Keeps mentioning that he's been out for 5 months. I didn't even realize. Has it been 5 months, bro? It feels. I know we've had one.
Yeah.
He's been injured for that long. That's crazy. So that Ibu and obviously Bradley isn't back yet. Simicas is back in training today. So let's see what happens, man. Hopefully a win, man. We can get to the semi-finals and go and play a double-header there. And is it a double-header? I can't even remember. They changed that now. It's still a double-header.
My friend.
I think they should just do it as a Wembley thing. I know, you know what I mean? Or what we can do is ask one of the big stadiums.
That's what they used to do back in the day.
Yeah, do you remember like they used to if you had the semi-finals and then you just save Wembley as the final.
Yeah.
And then you go and just ask one of the big stadiums to play in their stadium.
Remember, the reason why they keep using Wembley is Wembley are in debt. So they
have to. Yeah, they have to. So semi-final, like I feel like it takes away that like feeling when you do get to the final.
Oh no. Actually, to be fair though, semi-finals isn't if it's a two-legged thing, it won't be.
No, I don't think it would this, but I know in the FA Cup they have done that before where they
play FA Cup because it's one leg. It's only one leg. It's one game. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, FA Cup.
Like, nah, man, you should just play like Old Trafford or Emirates or obviously Anfield. You know what I mean, Bad Boy Stadium and that. Yeah, I'm playing one of them and split the gate receipts or whatever they need to do, and then you know what I mean. There's always if you get to the final, then right, it's Wembley time now. Yeah, it is what it is, man. G, have you got any streams coming out today? You want to let the people know before we head
I might. I think maybe like the preview to this game, but it won't be long, like 15 minutes, because it's not really much to dive into. My other channel, I will be recording some videos later on when I get back. So yeah, just stay tuned this evening on Keeping It GTV. I'll have some reviews and stuff like that. They've been literally just sitting there, so I need to actually just release them. So yeah. I have all of that for you guys over the next few days.
And then before we go, my team, as you guys can see, Kelleher, Jones right back, Kwanzaa, Gomez, Tsimikas, Wataru, McAllister in the double, Salah, and then I'll call him Mr. Carabao Cup, Gakpo, Nunes up top with Elliott in the 10. G's gone with Kelleher, Kwanzaa right back, Endo and Gomez, Norris left back, Morton, Trey, double pivot, Elliott right, Mac 10, in the 10, Mr. Carabao Cup Gakpo on the left, and Dan's up front. Let us know, man, in the comments, which one of the teams you like, which one do you think we should go with? Do you care about this cup? You being so close to a final again? We're the holders. Let's get it, man. Guys, go and enjoy the rest of your day. Catch you in a bit. Peace.